What's up guys, Mo here, and in this video I want to walk you guys through the exact Facebook ad strategy that's allowed us to make pretty much close to $5 million in the last 12 months. So I'm going to walk you guys through everything you need, from the account structure and how to get that set up, the metrics that you should be looking through, and pretty much literally everything you need to know from a very high level in order to be successful and run ads that can make you $5, $10, $20, even $50,000 a day. Okay. Keep this in mind. General consensus and general feedback when it comes to Facebook ads and Instagram ads, and I know this is not what you want to hear, but every single person has their own strategy, okay? And that's just the truth, and I'm going to give you the truth as it is. Because the fact is, every product, every funnel, every ad, every creative has a different approach and a different positioning in the market. Therefore, the way Facebook algorithm and the way you kind of set your account is always slightly different. But the overall foundation and the overall blueprint inside of an account will most likely be consistent across big accounts and big brands, right? And another thing that a lot of people always ask is like ABO versus CBO. I used to be a big ABO advocate, okay? If you don't know what that is, it's pretty much ad budget optimization. So there's two main things. There's a strategy where you go ahead and you say, hey, I want to allocate a specific set amount of budget towards every single ad creative that I produce, and I want to go ahead and see that budget through. This works really well, especially if you have a lot of money and you have really good creative that you want to push out and give every single creative a fair shot and a fair opportunity. Okay? The cons of it is it's a slower testing cycle because you have to spend more in order to get that feedback. It's wasted daily spend, it's more expensive, and then it's manual scaling friction. What does that mean? It means when you are scaling the account, you have to really thoroughly look through the data and look through the ad creatives when it comes to ABO and figure out why something is getting specific click-throughs or why something is getting sales versus not, and so on and so forth. Now, what's really hot and what you see some of the best Facebook and media buyers out there are actually doing CBOs. Okay, CBOs are just faster scale, they're less wasted spend, and they're easier to actually go ahead and crank and put more money behind. CBO is pretty much saying, hey, Facebook, I have a set amount of budget that I want to spend every day, and I need you to go ahead and get me customers within that budget, okay? And the truth is, the Facebook wheel works like this, okay? This is Meta, and this is you. When you give Meta money, Meta will give you money more, okay? More money, I guess, because Meta wins when you win. So when you're first getting started, especially if you're doing a CBO, Meta's their whole point is to get you sales, and nobody knows their customers and their users better than them. So you might as well set a budget, have really good fucking creatives, and just let them do the hard work. Okay, and I'm gonna go over the campaign structure and how to kind of do it inside the Facebook ad account here shortly. So that's number one. Hopefully, that gives you guys the high level information that you need when it comes to ABOs versus CBOs, and really the biggest differences between the both. So again, ad budget, campaign budget, you selecting and you picking the amount of money that you want to put behind every creative versus letting Facebook kind of find the best stuff and pushing that. Number two is this is actually a very good metric that not a lot of people talk about. Okay, engagement ratio. Whether you're running ABOs or CBOs, this is something you want to look at when it comes to scaling your ads. The higher the engagement, the better it is for you. Okay, engagements divided by impressions equals the engagement ratio. That just means if you send it across 1,000 people, okay, if 1,000 people seen your ad, how many of those people clicked, commented, read, viewed your whole video? The better these metrics are, Facebook sees that and it will give it more budget, and that's simply how it works here, specifically on the CBOs. Same thing for ABOs. I mean, usually when you see metrics like this up, most likely this is what allows ads to go viral, and if ads are going viral, most likely they're actually producing new results. Okay, pretty straightforward. So the algorithm rewards ads people like watching. Pretty straightforward. If you scroll past your ad instantly, high CPM, the higher the CPM, most likely the lower the ROAS, and that's not what we want. We want to make ads that give us low CPMs, and I'm going to go over the metrics that you want to look for. Okay. The more people pause, watch, click, engage, the lower CPM, the more spend the Facebook will put behind that ad. What counts as engagement? Pretty straightforward. Likes and comments, shares, watch time, scrolls, screenshots, reading replies, even hovering longer over the creatives. Now, these are the golden numbers. Screenshot this, put it on your screensaver, put it in your notes, because this is what's going to allow you to scale, okay? Anything over 1.5 click-through rate is a check. Cost per clicks, you never want to pay more than $3, okay? If you're getting a new account and you're launching a brand new account with a brand new product and it doesn't have any results, even if it's an agency account, you will get $3 costs per clicks right away. Okay, it's fine. Don't get alerted right away. Let the account spend a couple $100s, let the account get warmed up, and then optimize from there. Okay, it is very normal for a brand new product, brand new website, brand new domain, brand new account to get $3 clicks. Don't be turning this off, okay? Especially in the first week. If you spent less than $500 on your ad account, okay, these metrics are not going to be looking like this. So once you spend close to $500, this is when you really want to start applying these metrics and making sure that these metrics are actually being hit within the creatives that you are launching to the audiences that you're launching them. Same thing with the CPMs. You might launch the first day and get a $100 CPM. It doesn't mean you turn it off after your first $50 of spent. Okay? It doesn't work like that. Let it spend, let the account get some warmed up, get some reps, get your body warmed up and your muscles warmed up, and then you go ahead and look at these numbers. Okay? CPA, usually, okay, when you're first getting started, you want to look at a $20 to $30 CPA, depending on what your product costs, okay? If you're selling a product for $30, obviously you want to be able to do $10, maybe $15 CPAs. If you're selling a product for $50, which is what I do, and $60, right, our AOV, then we're okay paying $30 and even $40 and $50 for our product sometimes because, again, we have a brand, not just a drop shipping product that's going to get sold one time. And that's why I put this metric right here, which is 30% of your AOV. Rule of thumb when it comes to building a successful business is, here's your pie, okay? You have one big pie. This is 100%, okay? How do you split this pie? 3 ways, okay? 30% is marketing cost, right? Which is the cost to acquire a customer. 30% is ops, okay? So operations, your team, your salaries, your expenses, your burn rate, all of that stuff. And then 30% or lower is going to be your cost of goods, okay? So whatever it is, you're always selling a product, let's say $60 for easy math. 20% of that product is going to be the cost or less, obviously, right? Keep that in mind. $20 of it, right, when you sell it is going to go to people, right, that are working for you, so designers, editors, etc., even yourself and your salary. And then $20 will go for marketing, okay? And obviously, when you get your COGS to, let's say, 20% or 10%, right, you make more profit. But essentially, again, a brand, 10% profit bare minimum, and the better you get at these departments right here, the more profit you make. Like a really healthy e-commerce business, and you can see this public information for some of the biggest brands in the world, they're making 20, 30%, obviously, at scale and profit. So when you're first getting started, don't try to make 50% profit. It's just not realistic, right? You have to really get good at this muscle right here in terms of sourcing your product for the best price, sourcing your team at the best cost and being very efficient, and then so on and so forth. But those are the type of numbers you want to look at. And again, these are the ad metrics that you want to be looking for when it comes to scale, okay? Thumb stop ratio, also very important for your video ads, okay? Anything less than 30% is pretty much a shitty hook, okay? Doesn't mean it's a shitty ad, it's a shitty hook that's not grabbing attention. So you always can iterate and change those hooks and kind of see how that video performs. And what you will usually see is sometimes, okay, I know what you guys are gonna ask, is let's say all of these metrics hit, but I don't get any sales. That means your product page or wherever you're sending the traffic to sucks, okay? Because your ad has one job, okay? That job is to get a click. And if your ad is getting clicks at these costs and these metrics, and the clicks are going to your website, whether it's a product page, a pre-sale page, a landing page, or whatever the fuck it is, but you're not actually getting sales, the problem is here. The problem is never here, okay? Always think about it like this. Your ad has one job. That job is to get a click. And if it's not getting a click, then it's a bad ad. As simple as that. So those are pretty much, I guess, this main general feedback that I can give you when it comes to setting up your Facebook ads and being able to launch them. Now let's talk about the structure of the ad account. Also pretty simple. Okay, phase 1 is testing. Whether you want to do CBO or ABO, again, this is what I'm going to recommend, but I'll go over both. They're honestly the same thing. Okay, you're going to go in, you're going to set a campaign budget optimization. Okay, you're going to do a manual setting. You're not going to do Advantage Plus. Okay, you will do manual. Once you do manual, you're going to keep all audiences broad. You can pick age if you already know that target your audience and you've done your proper research. You can pick the gender if you'd like, and then I would keep everything else broad. Okay, like if you're selling a product to women, obviously don't keep the men on the ad. Like that's stupid, right? So that's kind of what I mean there. But everything else broad, because Facebook is going to learn itself, and it already knows based off your video, because your video is the targeting, who to put your video in front of. Okay, so you don't need to do any type of audience targeting and find housewives and house moms in order to put your ad in front of. So you keep it broad, broad, broad. And then this is where people usually get lost, which is the ads. Okay, how do I structure the ads? You can do statics, videos, statics, that's okay. You can do video, static, video, it doesn't matter, right? In terms of the type of ad that you're putting inside of these. The biggest thing is to be very organized with the angles, okay? The ads and the angles. So essentially what you want to do is you want to have angle 1. So let's say you have one video, but that video has 3 hooks. That is how you want to set this up inside every single ad, okay? So you want to make sure you're not mixing like ad 1 with ad 2 and then ad 3, because you're not really comparing apples to apples. So what you want to do is give every single ad 3 shots to win, right? That's why you have 3 hooks or 3 variations of it. The variations could be different hooks, which is usually what people usually do, right? Different captions. If you want to do captions, that's fine, like the actual ad copy, or something in the body of the ad that could be different. But other than that, everything else should be the same, okay? When it comes to testing, it's very straightforward. You test one variable at a time. If you're testing more than one variable, then you don't know really why the ad is winning. So hopefully that makes sense. I think it's pretty straightforward enough. Let me know if you guys have any questions in the comments. Same thing when it comes to ABO. The only difference here is here, you're saying I want to spend 100 a day. Facebook will go ahead and see which one of these audience pockets are going to be the most profitable for you and get you the best results. And then based off that, it's going to allocate the budget here and see which one of these will get you the best results. Okay, Facebook will do all of this work for you. But if you want to do that work yourself for whatever reason, and you want to go ahead and give every single creative, let's say $50 of spend, just to see which one is actually going to work best, then your ABO is the way to go. You'll get better data actually quicker, right? Because you'll give every single ad a chance, but you'll end up spending a lot more money. Okay, so that's just the truth of it, but same exact thing. When you're doing ABOs, instead of actually just doing broad, here you can pick audiences. Okay, you can actually pick audiences, and you can even use the same ad for all audiences, right? So you can do ad 1 on all 3, or you follow the same exact structure that we just went over. So again, pretty straightforward. You can pick an audience if you have specific budgets to it, and you're doing different ads, or you're doing the same ads. Because again, so let me just draw it out. So if I'm doing the same audience, X3, then I would have different ads 3 times, okay? So 1, 2, 3. But if I'm using different audiences, okay? So audience 1, audience 2, audience 3, then I already have the variable, therefore add 1, add 1, add 1, right? So you would use the same exact creative for all of these audiences. Hopefully that makes sense. Next, I guess I'll go over Advantage Plus. Advantage Plus is pretty straightforward, right? It's pretty much saying, Facebook, I don't even know what I'm doing right now. I can put video ads, I can put static ads. I just want you to figure everything out for me. You just dump everything, you dump a bunch of ad copy, and Facebook will mix and match. So usually what people do, or what we do, I guess, we put 10 creatives here, like 10 videos, 10 statics, right? And then you put 10 different copy variations, okay? So copy, and then Facebook will go ahead and do pretty much mix and match all 10. So really you have all 10 of these with 10 of these, all 10 of these with 10 of these, and you pretty much have about like, I think 90 variations, right? If my brain's still working properly here, of all of these different combinations that Facebook will go ahead and test in front of their audience. I don't recommend this for testing, right? Phase 1 testing, CBOs, once you find a winner, you simply scale it 20% until you can't scale it no more. And then what you go ahead and do is you just grab another CBO, you duplicate whatever thing won. So let's say this one right here, you would duplicate it into a new campaign, and then you go ahead and duplicate that multiple times, or you start moving these audiences and these creatives that you're winning one at a time into your winning campaign. And then from there, same exact structure. It's always the same structure, same creative, multiple hooks inside the one ad account, right? Until you have a lot of creative velocity and a lot of creative volume, then you can start testing out these different creatives under one ad when you have a very winning, healthy audience. But yeah, that's kind of the Facebook ad strategy. Hopefully that makes sense. Figured I'd draw it for you guys. It's going to be a lot easier than actually showing that Facebook ad account anyways. Let me know if you guys have any questions, and yeah, I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.